Okay, so today we've got the hands of a 24-year-old man, and at the moment his core energy is purple, and purple is considered to be the spiritual colour, and purple is a combination of red and blue, so he's trying to balance the two aspects of heaven and earth, and at the moment he's kind of sitting in the middle, so that kind of means how does he live a spiritual world and life in a spiritual world, and how do you live in the physical and still maintain your spirituality. So this is a turquoise, a very blue turquoise, so there's not really a lot of as much yellow in it as some turquoise, so it's information that's coming to him, you might say out of the blue, out of spirit. There's not really fear around it, but it's actually overwhelming him in some way because it's taking over this whole hand and it's spiraling into the middle. Edges, it is creating some degree of a little bit of apprehension, not knowing what it's about, but he is trying to process it. You can see it's going across all of his fingers. The only fingers that it's actually not touching is the ego finger, so it's coming in at a much deeper level than ego, and the information's not coming toward the ego per se, or the outer expression. It's something that he's going to have to internalize first and then make sense of. And again, there's that bridge between the new energy, the intellectualization of it, and you see the purple energy. But it's quite muddied at the interface. And then sitting behind the yellow is the deeper blues. Really coming out from the deeper aspect of him. So it's probably indicative of some quite significant changes coming. But again, we've got some more purple on the outer edge, which is what I'm going to put in now, which actually is enveloping his ego self. So whatever this is, it's going to be quite a significant change on all levels for him. And, you know, I guess what people say, well, what is the change? And, you know, can you tell me what it is? Well, sometimes it's best not to know what it is, because the minute you think you know what it is, you hang on to it and you limit it. And even if I was to tell you what I thought it was, It's only from my perspective. So we've done his right hand, which is, even though this stuff is happening at a deeper level, it is still very much from his conscious aspect or his awareness aspect. Some might say male aspect. But the deeper feminine side is blank at the moment. So the deeper feminine side has got a need for a deeper relationship with people, a deeper connectiveness, and also there's a degree of not feeling fulfilled in what's going on in his life at the moment. So hopefully all of that that's happening over that side is going to bring about the change that this side needs. So I'm just waiting at the moment. Sometimes when I'm doing the energies and people are aware that I've just pointed out a certain thing, that they tend to close up a little bit, and then I just have to wait a minute for them to reopen up so that I can start again. And it's also about what they're happy for you to see and what they want you to see as well. Okay. So the rich magenta, absolute attention to detail. But it's only that this magenta, this attention to detail, is also bound around by this feeling of life not being exactly how he wants. Magenta can be a really lovely energy, attention to detail and the love of the small things in life which make up the big things. The problem with magenta is that you can get lost in the small details and literally throw the baby out with the bathwater. But you can see that that magenta energy is very much a part of him at the moment, looking at the smaller details. And I guess that side helps him perhaps understand what's happening on the other side, but at the other level, this information which is overwhelming, perhaps if it didn't try and look at the small details so much, it may come through more easily. And there's some of that new energy coming into his centre, running up both channels. And it's also coming in from this side, but in some ways blocked by the need to know all the finer details of it. And in here we've got some lime green. Lime green is usually indicative of masculine control, either of themselves, from an aspect of themselves, or somebody that's outside of them. But ultimately in the end everybody that's outside of us is also within, but sometimes it's easy to see who that outside energy is rather than naming it in yourself. But that's quite a significant amount of control going on there, and it's also on the ego line, thus moving forward, pointing out, going where you want. Again, there's the blue energy. This again is information coming quite psychically, but this is actually a little more easy for him to handle. It's not completely taking over. And in the middle again we've got some more of the unrequitedness, and it's bound into a spiral. So there's probably some fear in fulfilling this, whatever this is that the soul or the being wants. In actual fact, the purple's bleeding into the yellow, so it's probably actually a spiritual fear, so it's more than likely something from his past. At the moment there's something coming right up, quite deep, beautiful energy that's trying to connect in with that. Trying to get him to get in contact with that. Deal with it and move on.